Polls in the Michigan Senate race showed Republican challenger John James closing the gap on Democratic incumbent Debbie Stabenow. The most recent polling has Stabenow ahead by a clear margin, but Democrats are taking the challenge seriously, with former President Obama stumping for Stabenow just last week. Caitlin Burke brings us this look at a race where Republicans are hoping to take a seat away from the Democrats.
The Senate race in Michigan has gotten closer, with underdog Republican candidate John James making a late October surge in the polls. Now he's giving incumbent Senator Debbie Stabenow the political fight of her life.
This whole race started on my knees. This whole thing started with praying for wisdom and asking the Lord to not necessarily make my path easy, but to make it clear, and He's absolutely done that. So I have the faith and believe that I may be in this position for a time such as this, and it's not because I'm anything special, but because God is preparing to do a great work in the state of Michigan.
Michigan is a key battleground. President Trump barely won the state in 2016.
It was the closest margin of victory of any state in the country. So although he did win, his victory shows a very closely divided state.
Now, as Republicans fight to maintain control of the House and Senate, political analyst and reporter Robert Yoon sees Michigan as a state to watch because voters here tend to cross party lines for candidates who appeal to them.
They've shown that in elections in the past where they'd elect Republican governors and a Democratic senator, or in the case of 2016, vote for a Republican for president.
Democrat incumbent Stabenow has represented Michigan in the Senate for 18 years, serving as a commissioner, state representative, and U.S. representative along the way. We reached out to the Stabenow campaign with interview requests and received no response. Throughout her campaign, Stabenow has focused on standing up for families, farmers, and job creation. She also points to her ability to work across the aisle, even in a divisive political climate.
I've worked with Democrats and Republicans my whole life to get things done.
John James, meanwhile, has no previous political experience. He's a veteran and a successful Detroit businessman.
You have so many people in Washington who are, as far as business is concerned, they're legislating and regulating industries, and they've never run a business before. I would say that what are their qualifications to impose on the people? I believe that there's no replacement or substitute for experience.
He says his time on the front lines taught him about strong national security. Business experience formed his stance on economic opportunity. And by bringing together soldiers from different backgrounds under his command, he knows a thing or two about unity.
During the primaries, President Trump endorsed James when he was trailing, helping him secure the Republican nomination. Now, with only days left until the election, the White House continues to support the political novice from Michigan.
Yoon says that while Stabenow initially ignored her Republican rival, she's now running ads about her work with veterans and the military, and warning about the close tie between James and President Trump. Not much time remains to see what will make the difference for these candidates on Tuesday. Caitlin Burke, CBN News, Grand Rapids, Michigan.